Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about energetics. I want to talk about the inner world of who you are, the inner or the inside versus the outside, the physical external world in terms of your business. So I think for a lot of people, they believe intellectually that, oh yeah, there must be an inner higher self or there must be an inner world to me. You got to do the inner work, their coaches are telling them, but they really don't understand that place because they've never seen a picture of it. They've never seen it with their physical eyes. So their mind has a lot of trouble trying to conceptualize, is there really a place? What does this place look like? So sometimes you can't see what's real. Most times what's real is invisible. And the stuff that you're looking at is actually the most of the non-real things, okay? Get that wrapped around your head. We have all been conditioned to believe that you can only believe what you see. So we need to, as entrepreneurs, if you're looking to create quantum success in your business, quantum leaps, jumping timelines, you got to get back into the quantum field. You have to understand energetics and understand who you are as you move through frequencies, levels of dimensions and timelines. So I'm going to bring something to you today, evidence of energy, of how every single one of you are using your inner self, your higher self, and navigating your external world through these powerful energetics that you have available to yourself. These are things that work without your knowledge. They'll work with your knowledge. And if you understand how they work, then you can start to use them consciously to create exactly what you want. So you can call this inner alchemy, but you have to understand that the external world is always a reflection or a symptom or an effect of what's going on within yourself. So you really need to start to navigate and understand who you really are. That's why when you hear the saying, know thyself, you have to understand you don't know who you are if you are not manifesting the life, the business, the health that you desire. Because once you remember these things, you don't have to go out and create them. These are already valid principles that are part of who you are, but you don't remember them. And they're definitely not given to you in the system that we're in. So you need to learn from other people, go within your own self, listen to your intuition. All of this is invisible alchemy and energetics that will give you exactly what you desire when you actually align with them. When you have an awareness, first of all, around what they are, how they work, and how you interact with them. So this is a lot of amazing information. And interestingly enough, you all are working with these energetics, these universal principles, but with what you're giving your attention to and your attention to, you're creating a hot mess. You're creating things that limit you. You're creating all these roadblocks when they don't even need to be there. So why not understand the rules of the game? Why not understand at least one piece of it so that you can start to put more pieces together and live the life that you truly desire and make the impact with your business that you desire as well? Okay, so one thing that I learned a long time ago in many of the books that I was reading in personal development was one of the authors made a comment in his book where he says that man is incapable of seeing anything other than the contents of his conscious awareness. So I perceive that as whatever I know, I can't see anything more than what I know, right? So this is how our reality is created. Your perception is shaped through your conscious awareness. What you are aware of or what you know is what shapes your reality. And what I think is so powerful here, if you get this, is that you cannot see anything that is not in resonance with the content of what is in your conscious awareness. So what does that mean in simple English? It means that you can never see anything that's not on the same frequency as the knowledge, the awareness, or what you know. This is why when you hear people say opportunity is everywhere, and people are like, I don't know what to do, I don't see it. The opportunity is right there. The reason why you do not see it is because you're not in vibrational harmony with it. This is the exact same thing. You have to become aware of something new in order for you to calibrate to that frequency so that you can see the opportunities, so that you can bring that into your awareness and manifest it into your life. This is those energetic, invisible, powerful energies and principles that every one of us have access to but don't know anything about. And here's the crazy thing, you're using them. But when you don't know how to use something, you can either use it for the power of what it's made for, which is the good and abundance, or you can use it to cause a lot of problems. Because if it's being used wrong, it's going to give you the exact opposite effect of what it was made for. So this is really profound for any of you who think as a coach, as an entrepreneur, or in business at all, that you're going to do it all by yourself and that one day it's just going to work for you. And here's the fact. Energetically, that's not how it works. Now, that is a belief that we were given. We were given that conditioning so that we would continue to try harder, work harder, and spend our whole life trying to get something we'll never get because we're not an energetic match for it. So you have to understand that whatever you're consciously aware of is what you currently have in your life, whether it's your bank account, relationships you have, the success level in your business. But if you're capped somewhere and you can't seem to get past that ceiling, it's not something that you do out in the physical world to change. Because the physical world is the effects. It's a symptom. Take a look at it. You get a rash on your body. That is a symptom. Symptom of what? Something going on inside. So it's the same thing with your bank account. Your bank account is showing you that you are capped at that level. And that's what you're consciously aware of in terms of attracting money into your life. If you want to attract more wealth, more prosperity, you have to be able to shift your awareness from within first. And that can only be done through two ways. Through tapping into your higher self and listening to your intuition, and taking those aligned actions that come with that, or hiring somebody who has already done what you want to do. Because that makes complete sense. They already have the awareness. They can tell you exactly what they did, and then you can apply the steps and grow and learn from what they tell you. So to ever think that you can just do everything on your own by reading a book and just hoping it'll work for you, this will never happen for you. So awareness, consciousness is vital for you to be able to see the opportunities that are available for you when you're finally in resonance with them. Okay, but let's get back to what I was talking about, these things that are built within our own self, within our mind, within our bodies, within our cells, that actually come together and alchemize to help us manifest the realities that we choose. So when you think about that, for example, there's something that you all have that's called a RAS, a reticular activation system within your mind, within your brain. And this is something that brings to you what you give your attention to. So whatever you're paying attention to, whatever you're emotionally engaged with, you're going to see this come into your reality all the time, because the mind cannot give you everything that surrounds you. It's infinite. It only gives you what you are showing you're interested in. This is powerful, guys, because if you think about our perceptions and how they've been deceitfully trained to look at poverty, mediocrity, fear, lack, so that's where you're placing your attention. And so abundance is surrounding you. Abundance and opportunity is all around you, but you will not see it because you are giving your attention to the fear that you're seeing from the system. You're giving your attention, which is engaged with your emotions, what you're worried about. So you can only, through this RAS system, bring in examples and circumstances that match that. So this is one of the inner alchemies that you need to master so you understand that you are the one creating it, and you're creating it through your perception, and you're using this beautiful law backwards, and it's giving you the opposite of what you desire. Now let's give you another brilliant example. I'm sure every one of you can think of something. I'll give you just a really easy example. If you think about anybody that you know, it could even be yourself, where you've decided that you want to go purchase a brand new car, let's say a red Corvette. And you go and you try it out, you do a test drive, you get in the car. Now your emotions are engaged with this because you're excited, you really want this car, and you have the experience, you're in the car. So your attention's on the vet, you are driving it as a test drive, right? And now you end up buying it. Interestingly enough, what you find will happen is you'll be out driving your brand new car and you'll notice that you're seeing red Corvettes everywhere. Now you can use this example with anything. Whatever you give your attention to, whatever is new that you give your attention to, that's not on autopilot, something that you're emotionally engaged with, excited about, right? Doesn't matter. Your emotions are activated. You are using the reticular activating system to bring you in to your reality more of what's in resonance with your conscious awareness. So when you start to see more red vets everywhere and you start to look around and see this, you think that they're coming out of nowhere, when all along they've been around you the whole time. But you didn't give your attention. The RAS didn't realize you were interested in having more experiences with red Corvettes, so it didn't bother filtering them through your perception. So this is very important because you are the one that's offering through your frequency, through your attention, what it is that you want more of. And this is part of the inner alchemy that takes place, where all of a sudden you see things that have already been there all along, but you couldn't see them physically until you became in resonance with them. You jumped on the timeline, the frequency of where that was, and now it's right there. So this, I hope you understand when it comes to income, clients, and your business. Okay, so now you're in your business and you think, okay, where I want to place my attention is I want to triple my income in the next year. Let's just say that's one of your desires. So if you want to triple your income in less than a year, you've got to hire someone. You've got to become aware of what is necessary for you to become someone who is deserving of that, who has the ability to perform at that level, to be able to have the capacity to teach whatever you teach, to sell whatever you sell, and to hold more people into your world for you to grow your business. So this usually happens through inner alchemy, is listening to your intuition and seeing where you're being led for you to grow and expand your awareness. You don't know something currently, or you would already have that level of income. So you are having to seek out the knowledge, the awareness of what you don't know, so that you can expand your energetic frequency, so that you're a match, so that you become in resonance with it. Now remember, it's here already. It's already around you, like those red Vettes, those red Corvettes. What you need to do is to bring them into your awareness for your physical eyes to see them. You need to be a match of the same frequency. Now, the way you do this, you have to think about it. You have to give it your attention. You have to give it intention that this is your desire. And you have to have your emotions engaged with this desire. So let's talk about that. So going out and getting into a vet, buying the vet, that gives you full experience, full knowledge of what it feels like. You got a brand new awareness because you've got a brand new car sitting in your driveway. That's a real easy way of changing something within yourself. And that's why you can see vets everywhere when you're out coursing around in your car. But where it comes to money is different, because this is where you need to go use your imagination. You have to tap into the fourth dimension. You have to create the images, right? The images in your mind of you having what it is that you desire, the income that you want in the next year. You want to see yourself, right? Engage your emotions, your attention, and your intention of this outcome. So it's still involving the same things as thought, feelings, right? Experiencing, because you can experience something in your imagination as if it's really happening. That's the power of your subconscious mind. It has no idea whether or not what you're thinking in your imagination is a real physical experience or it's not. It just experiences it. So when you understand that and you take the time to transform that into your imagination and give your attention, your intention, and feel what it's like to have that desire already now fulfilled, this is where you start to shift the outside world. This is where that Raz comes into play. And instead of you seeing all kinds of red Corvettes all over the place, what's going to happen for you is opportunities will start to show up all over the place. Because you're now in resonance, because you're holding those thoughts and feelings in your imagination, it's not fake, it's not something woo-woo, it's in another dimension. And we are multidimensional beings. You don't need to believe in all of this to know that science tells us there's more than 3 dimensions. So you're tapping into another dimension. You're creating the whole thing together there, what you did when you bought the car. And then you're going to get ideas. You're going to get opportunities that will lead you through this RAS system to get you to where you want to be. The problem that most people don't notice is that when they're given the directions that will lead them exactly to the desire that they want, they don't follow these directions. So most people won't follow these directions for 2 reasons. One is that your intuition is going to be nagging you. It's going to be pushing you towards doing something. And you're going to doubt the voice. You're going to wonder where the voice is coming from. You don't trust it because you don't usually follow the world this way. You follow the world from outside in. So you're doing things as you're told from the external world, which is the world in which you never get what you desire. So that one is one example. And the second one is you're afraid. We have been programmed since birth to be afraid of everything, to fear everything, to live in lack and just always have problems. Life is hard. So there's these belief systems that we have embodied within ourselves that lead us to not follow these directions because it's unknown to us. But yet when you move in that direction, you will actually receive what it is you desire. So the RAS system brings you what you're aware of. And like I just mentioned, once you give your attention to something, and you are emotionally engaged with it by using the imagination, which is outside of the third dimension, it's in the fourth dimension, then you're going to be able to bring in circumstances that you couldn't see before. So these opportunities are going to come into your life that will help you get to exactly that level of income if you obey them, if you abide by them, if you allow yourself to grow in conscious awareness. And so this is where everyone gets stopped because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the unknown. They don't trust their intuition. So guess what happens? You stay with the same mind, the same conscious awareness. You don't learn anything significantly new that will bring you towards what you desire. You keep relearning and rehearing and repeating everything that you've already had given to you here in the system. The problem with that is you only keep getting the same thing. That's Groundhog Day. You can't get anything new if you don't grow your awareness. And the system has been set up that you do not ever grow in conscious awareness. You only keep repeating the same lies and the information of lack and limitation over and over and over and over again, generation after generation after generation, because that keeps you all stuck living this life that you don't desire. So when you look at the RAS system, like I'm talking to you about today, think about the fact that what you give your attention to every day, it's on autopilot. It's already in the cellular memories. It's in your subconscious mind. You'll have to bring it to your conscious mind and start to think about what it is that you are constantly thinking about, and associating with that is your feelings. Every thought has an associated feeling to it. It's equal with the thought. So what are you focused on? What are you constantly feeling with that particular thing you're focusing on? Because this is what you're giving your attention to, and the RAS gives you more of it. It filters through all of the abundance, all of the opulence, all of the opportunities, the infinite potential that's all available to you. And it filters all of that out, and whatever matches your frequency, you're bringing into your reality. So in order for you to shift your business, to shift your income, to shift anything massive in your life, you need to become aware of something different. You need to expand your own awareness, what you know, and you need to broaden that frequency for you to be able to bring in things that the RAS finds on that resonance. So if you want to give the RAS another thing to do, you need to expand your consciousness by putting your attention, your intention, and match your emotions with something that you desire. You do this in your imagination in the fourth dimension. But then you will be given directions, and you must follow them if you choose to create the life that you desire. You can not follow them as a choice and stay exactly where you are. But at least you understand now why you keep creating the same things in your life that possibly your parents created, and maybe their parents, where you're not growing exponentially. And quantum leaps happen all the time, but it happens in the quantum field. It doesn't happen in the third dimension. So are you accessing the quantum field consciously? Are you choosing what you want instead of what you don't want? Because when you go on autopilot, the RAS is giving you what you automatically feel and give your attention to every day. If you're watching the news, if you're paying attention to the drama, if you're talking about it, you're automatically feeling it, and you're only going to bring more of that into your awareness. And is that helping you grow your business? Is that growing your income? Is that giving you more clients as you constantly view what the system is giving you to watch on CNN, to see in the movies, to hear on social media? You have to start to think about and filter yourself on what you're giving the RAS system, because the RAS is bringing in like experiences, because that's what its job's for. So yes, there are invisible principles. There are laws of the universe. There are invisible energetics that you need to grasp, understand, and be aware of if you want to consciously manifest the life that you desire. If you want to just continue living the same life that you're living now, you don't need to consciously do nothing. What you have already, your awareness, is giving you exactly what you know. And you will never learn anything that will give you what you desire in the system. So you must seek it out. You must go look where you will not find it in the third dimension. So your intuitive soul, your higher self, your intuition is what's going to lead you. That was why you have an intuition. So it's up to you to expand your conscious awareness. And the reticular activating system will start to bring into your awareness, it will filter all of the things that are in resonance frequency with what you're placing your attention on, your intention, and your feelings on that in your imagination. Now, that is the work. That is the work that takes place for you to create what you want in the external world. But you know what most people do? They're not doing any inner work whatsoever. They're not bothering to do anything that I'm sharing here in this video. What they're doing is they're going into the physical world and they're trying to shift and make things work by working harder out there. It's a waste of your time because energetics don't work that way. Understanding how manifestation works in this universe, you need to understand the energetics of it. It's not the physical activity, it's the mental activity that brings you everything that you desire. So like I shared with the Corvette example, you got in the car, you got in it physically, and you drove it as a test drive, and then you bought it. So the physical aspect, right, of experiencing having the car was also entangled with the invisible aspect of your mental imagination. You were experiencing it in your mind, you thought about it, you intended it, you gave it your attention. So you used all the inner alchemy that was necessary, and then you used the final piece of the manifestation process, which is the physical action. I brought this up because most humans, most entrepreneurs are not doing the last piece. They're doing all the inner alchemy. They're thinking about things. They got their vision boards. They got their journaling down, and they're intending and they're giving their attention to it. But what they don't understand is until you lock in the physical aspect to complete the manifestation, if that doesn't take place, you're still operating from the other awareness, the one that you had that's giving you what you have now. It doesn't matter how much you daydream. It doesn't matter how many times you intend these thoughts by thinking of them. You have to complement it with the inspired action that goes with these thoughts. The experience that you gain from taking the action is what raises your frequency and expands your conscious awareness. That's how you become somebody new. That's how you change your identity. If you don't take the physical action, you never change. And this is what is the biggest problem in business, in shifting where you are to where you want to go. Most are not willing to get vulnerable, to go into an uncomfortable place, to go and do something with absolutely no guarantee it's going to work. And they're not willing to do that, so they don't. So then they stay stuck. And then they wonder why they can't get to that next level in their business. So there's no spiritual bypassing. You cannot trick energy. You cannot trick the universe, is what I'm saying. So if you are not a valid match energetically for what you desire more of, you can never bring it into your life, your reality, or your field, because it's always done through resonance. So what takes place and what grows your awareness is complemented not only from the mental, invisible energetics of you, but it's the physical action of the physical you that collapses time and brings what you made in the invisible into the visible. This is the missing piece that most of humanity, all entrepreneurs, all coaches, mentors, if you're stuck somewhere, it's because you're not willing to do something new that could put you into a vulnerable place or bring you into the unknown. And yet that experience that you will gain from that particular aligned action is exactly what will raise your frequency and grow your conscious awareness, which allows your RAS to bring more opportunities for you to have the desired outcome. So this is where you have to understand there is an invisible self, the soul, that has a part to play in the manifestation process, but there's also a physical part, which is you, the human self, who has to finish it for it to come into your world. This is why so many don't get what they desire, but it's so easy for you to manifest what you desire when you understand you and you understand the energy and how you create your life. Now, this system isn't my system. I didn't make this up. I didn't create this system. God did. The universe did. It's part of the universal laws of nature. So if any of you resonate with what I'm sharing today and know that there's been something that you have been putting off, something you've been procrastinating with, that you know that you've done all the inner alchemy, but you just have been putting off that one aligned action, then here's the opportunity for you to take it and see that this formula works. We have all been set up for success. It's within your own DNA blueprint. But we do not take the physical actions because of the belief systems and the conditioning that all of us got to live from fear. When you live from fear, you don't have the balls to take action into the unknown because you're locked into fear. But when you understand the truth, it truly does set you free, because you understand that when you do the inner work and the outer work, you always guarantee get what you're in resonance with. That's the promise. That's what we know about manifestation and all of the universal laws. So I am going to challenge you today to take that aligned action and see what you receive from raising your frequency.